thoughtful ideas and suggestions for guests and topics.
Great events, programs, and documentaries.
All the countries are using
Welcome to this week's segment of Dialogue Houston. I'm your host, Lawrence Payne. To our regular viewing audience, welcome. To those joining us perhaps for the first time here for HCC's TV Dialogue Houston, we're here now every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. and again at 6 p.m. and also on Saturday afternoons at 3 p.m. Always at the top of the show, let me thank you very much for your calls, emails, and text messages concerning shows we've aired and topics and subjects and guests we've had, but particularly your great ideas for topics and guests and subjects for upcoming shows. After all, this is your community affairs, public affairs show here on HCC TV, proudly now in our 25th season, thanks to you. And we really appreciate some things that you've mentioned that you want to see happen during the show, during this 25th anniversary season. We'll make sure we honor those and get those guests booked. We have a great show planned for you today. It starts off with a discussion of an important issue that happens every fall here in our city, every end of September actually, and that's the mayor's wonderful the 11th annual gathering of the Disability Unity and Pride Celebration. This year it happens on Saturday, September 28th. We'll have our guests here going to talk about that and a lot of things more related to you helping to understand. I still hate that word disability. I call it the differently abled community. That's been my phrase for years because they give and they do so much. They are involved in almost every aspect of our community and life. And to be able to do that with your help and support is what it's all about. So let me just introduce our guests and we're going to dive right into this. I have with me Maria Palacios, who is the Disability Unity Celebration Committee Chair. I got that out mouthful. This is the third year that she's been in that role, and so glad to have you.
Thank you so much for inviting
as a guest.
me.
And the next person whose face and name, if you don't know it by now in Houston, then I really can't help you. Lorenza Phillips Butler Jr., the chair and CEO of the Freeman's Publishing Company, who's also this year's Disabled Advocate of the Year and Community Advocate of the Year. Both titles he has earned greatly over the years with all the work that he's done. Lorenza, I'm just so glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome. It is a pleasure to have you on this side. Yes. He usually is on the other side and talking with us and getting books, helping us book guests and all that good stuff. So great to have you here.
Thank you.
Maria. Let's talk about this wonderful event on September 28th because it's always such a lively event. It is so wonderful to hear the testimonials and the stories about how people have been involved and engaged. It's just one of those uplifting events.
It really, really is. It's such a wonderful opportunity for the community to come together to honor and celebrate the lives and accomplishments of these disabled citizens. Our Houstonians with disabilities, we gather on stage and we bring together a program of empowerment and just the satisfaction of being alive, celebrating who we are as disabled people. So we celebrate on the last Saturday every September. We kick off October as Disability Awareness Month.
Right.
That's why it takes place at the same time every year.
Right.
But it is just a joyful event full of, like you said, testimony and strength,
Right.
the beauty, the power of who we are as disabled people.
And Lorenza, you've been involved in this for years in the beginning and helping the mayor put this on every year. And to be chosen this year, I think, is wonderful as the Disability Advocate of the Year and Community Advocate of the Year. This is the role you've been playing as long as anyone has known you. So it's kind of like it's a built-in thing.
Well, Houston has a hidden population. I'm one of the few, like Maria, that's out in the community.
Mm-hmm. Very visible. Yeah.
Recently, the statistics shows over 500,000 people. It was just shown at an expo last month. About 4,000 or 5,000 people came out with their children. Mm-hmm. It's so many people that are disabled. Right. And like myself, Maria, and others, we still got to go on with life, okay? Fortunately, we have the Texas Medical Center here, and that helped extend our lives. Mm-hmm. But the reality is that your viewers, anybody that know of somebody disabled should take advantage of coming out that Saturday morning.
Yep.
Not only hearing the programs, but can get an idea of vendors, other nonprofit organizations that can work with the disability,
Yep.
disabled, from children to adults to seniors. Because if you think it's hard on us now,
Right.
I have more years behind me than before me.
Right.
And that's a concern
Yep.
for people with disability, your life expectancy.
And the contributions that the members of the disability community give to this community and add to this community, even some of them that are small business owners, et cetera, it's like it's the shadow population in some ways, but the impact is greater than people realize because of all the things that people are involved in from, quote unquote, the disability community, which I think also gives a chance at this to showcase and let people know how broad and vast that involvement is. That's an important piece.
Exactly. It is so important for us to share the diversity of our humanity.
Yep.
This year's theme is called People Like Us, an artistic manifestation of our humanity as disabled people. And when the committee was working on this year's theme, that was one of the things that we wanted to focus on, was to showcase the humanity of all of us. Because I think that one of the things that happens when somebody becomes disabled or when somebody's disability is noticed,
Right.
I believe that society tends to forget the humanity behind all of us. We get so objectified
Right.
and made invisible that's why this event is so important, because it brings forward the realization that we are still alive, that we still have so much to give, so much
Right.
to celebrate,
Right.
that having a disability does not have to mean the end of happiness, the end.
Right.
Life goes on.
Yep.
Like Lorenza was
Yeah,
saying,
and
you
Lorenza,
know?
you also have written articles over the years about the American Disability Act to help people understand why that act is in place, what it covers, and how people need to be aware of the act in everything they do, from making sure we have handicap access ramps to the whole gamut of stuff that goes with that.
That's why this administration, others, put the mayor's office with people with disabilities, so you can have a focal point to call
Right.
and to lobby.
Yeah, because it covers
Because
a lot of
I
it covers a lot of
I lobby,
issues.
I
Yeah.
lobby
Yeah.
this all the time.
I mean, it's not only places of public accommodation, it's employment, it's telecommunications, it's transportation, it's all those things that have to be by law and should be just based on humanity,
Right.
accessible to the handicapped.
Right.
But like
Disability rights are
like
human
every
rights.
other ism, unless it's enforced with laws and statutes and ordinances, it ain't gonna happen. Unfortunately, it's just not gonna happen.
Right.
So it's important that this is so embedded within the mayor's office. So it gives a clear understanding of how important the connection is to get things done when we need to have it done on behalf of the community, the disability
Right.
community.
Right.
So
And it took our elected officials to realize they're elected by this population.
Yes, that it is a big voting bloc population that cannot be ignored and overlooked, because you do vote those politicians who have your interests at best at heart, who talk about your issues, who raise it, who, when they turn on their microphone, they include the disability community, they talk about those issues, because it's important to be, as you said, is the inclusivity and the diversity. But it goes back to the humanity piece. It's all driven by the humanity piece.
And another thing is, like, I believe that we as a society tend to be so afraid of what's different, so afraid of disability and the word, like you
it
mentioned
makes
the word disabled. But let me tell you something. Why do you think we have this celebration? We
Right.
are celebrating disability pride.
Yeah.
We should not be ashamed or afraid
No,
of the
there's
word
nothing to be-
disabled.
no.
There's, disability is part of life. It's
Yeah.
natural. It's as natural as being born or dying. It's
and
part
we all
of
have
life.
disabilities. Some are just
Exactly.
visible and some are not.
Absolutely.
And
That's
so the
exactly,
question becomes more and more every day. People
Yeah.
are realizing, and mental health and mental illness, all those things.
It's a disability.
It's a disability.
Right.
And it's a disability that is now beginning to be understood more in the forefront, because it's not an obvious, visible disability.
Right.
But it really is impacting so many lives more than we ever gave it credit for, and that has to be addressed. And I know that under the banner, the broad banner of ADA, is actually interesting. They cover a lot more than people realize they cover it. And I didn't realize all the things that come under that, including mental health, that really talks about we all are in this together. I love your theme, because it really is. We're all in this together. And just because some have visible, quote unquote, disabilities or handicaps and some doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
So let's get back to tell us more of what's going to happen on the 28th. How can people, where is it going to be? And the public is obviously welcome.
Sure,
Anybody
absolutely.
anybody can come.
Please
Okay.
do come. Yes, it is going to be September 28th at the Metropolitan Multi-Service Center on West Gray, 1475 West Gray.
Right.
The program begins at 10 a.m. with booths of information for the community to come and take advantage of resources and opportunities offered to the disability community, followed by an on-stage program, including our very own mayor, Sylvester Turner, will be opening the event with this year's Mayor's Awards, followed by the program that I just mentioned, People Like Us, an artistic manifestation of our humanity. And we're going to have poetry and song and skits and storytelling, all representative of who we really are as a disabled community that brings so much color and diversity to our wonderful city.
Wonderful.
And it's important that people know that this facility exists.
Yes.
In my illness, I need to exercise, and I actually get on a bicycle. So they have it is a full gymnasium.
Yep, it does.
It has
It's a great
different
multipurpose
type of classes.
center.
It's
And the
wonderful.
office of Mayor's Office of People with Disabilities is actually located in that multipurpose.
That's right, I remember
center.
that now. And by the way, those of you who may need a reference point to where that building is, the place you go to early vote, that's the same building. That's your reference point. By the way, since I mentioned it, early voting does start October 21st. Make sure you understand who's running for what and do appropriately what you should do. This election is important, as all elections are important, but it really is about getting out to vote. And you have no excuse. It's part of your humanity. It's part of your duty as a citizen. It's part of being in a democracy, as well as including all these things that we've talked about. So Saturday, September 28th, 11:30 to 1 o'clock, Multipurpose Center on West Gray. You have no excuses. It's a Saturday morning, so
Expect to be amazed.
what else? Oh, I love that. Expect to be amazed. I got to end on that one. You can't get better than that. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate
Thank
it
you
very
so
much.
much.
We're going to take a small pause and break, and we're going to feature a part of wonderful work here at HCC. Maria forgot to mention that she is a graduate of HCC.
A very proud graduate.
So I wanted
of
to throw that
HCC.
out there.
Yes.
All right, appreciate
Yes,
it.
yes.
All right, we're going to take a small pause and break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us, and we'll see you around the corner.
HCC. So many careers, so little tuition. Register today at hccs.edu/now.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
I don't know an industry today that doesn't rely on some amount of coding to run their business. Coding is the 21st century equivalent of the English language. And our particular flavor of this is the iOS Coding and Design School. And Apple's been very supportive and in fact joined with us to roll out the start of this SWIFT programming initiative. So it's a great opportunity to combine creativity with science and technology, contributing to this app economy.
I think we mentioned this in passing last year, that there's a new tradition being formed on the island in Galveston, and it will be traditions over the years. This is the second annual Galveston Island Film Festival and Conference. And I'm just happy and proud to have the founder and CEO, Sherrill Hilton, with us this segment to talk about it, because it's something we really want to make sure you know about and avail yourselves of, and go down to the island and hang out for the weekend, because it's always great to hang in Galveston for the weekend. But this is a very focused film festival and conference. And first of all, welcome, and so glad to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So tell us about this. And I love it that when somebody creates something, and you're the creator, so tell us about it.
Well, the Galveston Island Film Festival was created. We wanted to showcase our island and get more production companies to come down and start producing shows and television series down there.
Right.
I've worked in the industry for about 16 years.
Okay.
I'm from Galveston, born and raised.
All right.
And I moved to LA as a choreographer and got into line producing out there in LA.
Right.
And I was finding myself flying out of town
To do-
a lot.
Right,
I was
right.
like, well, I'm going home,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And also when I was on set, I was like, y'all realize y'all can shoot in Texas, in my hometown, and be even prettier.
Yep.
And you can transform
Oh, yeah, you
from
can-
1700s to futuristic.
Yeah, all there on the island. Yeah.
Yes, right there. So
And after you
we
build the
have all
sets, the
charm.
houses, the homes, the old homes are all there.
Everything,
Right, right.
Everything. And it just amazed me being on set in Hollywood or in Canada or in Georgia.
Right.
I'm like, y'all building these
Right.
these false
Oh, yeah,
houses,
exactly.
and we have them.
Thank you,
know.
thank
So
you.
that's kind of where the idea came from.
Okay.
So the festival is going to be October 4th through the 7th. This is our second year.
Yeah.
Also, our goal is to have a diverse voice of storytelling.
Ah,
So we have submissions coming in before the festival
okay.
from all over the world. And we have a good collection that we're showing this year, 20 films.
Okay.
From Africa, Brazil, Sweden.
Oh, how neat. How neat.
Right here in Houston, we have a few of them from Houston.
Okay.
Beautiful stories.
Okay.
High quality cinematography. We also do panel discussions. So
Okay.
we want people who are in the Houston and Galveston area to be informed on the industry and how the trends are changing and what opportunities are out there.
Wonderful.
A lot of people feel like they have to go to Georgia, Florida, LA to get into the business.
Right.
Not
Not so.
anymore.
Not so. Right here in
Not
your own
anymore.
backyard, right?
Right here. Right here.
Okay.
So we do have a panel discussion on schooling, going to school.
Right.
And we do have someone from ACC
Yep.
that will be on
Right,
the
from
panel.
our piece.
Discussing the importance of the education and learning your craft and strengthening your craft. So
And they're going to be short story films and documentaries, or a mix of
yes,
every.
it's a mixture.
Okay,
So
all right.
we have short and feature films.
Okay.
Our genres are comedy, action, documentaries,
Okay.
musicals,
Oh, wow.
and inspirational.
Cover the whole gamut.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said October 4th to the 7th, but where?
So we're going to be located in 2 locations.
Okay.
Riondo's Restaurante on the Strand
Oh, yeah.
on Friday and Saturday.
Right.
We're going to do a location tour from there,
Okay.
and our panel discussions will be held there on Saturday.
Okay. All right.
Sunday and Monday, we will be at Moody Gardens,
Okay.
3D
Right,
Theater.
Right.
We have special screenings of different movies, and we have one special screening of a documentary called The Voyage Maiden,
Ah. Okay.
and it's about 3 women who deep sea dive with sharks.
Okay.
Oh, it's a beautiful story.
Okay.
It's really nice. We also have entertainment attorney right here from Houston,
Okay.
Jolene Mack.
Okay, I've heard that
She
name.
would-
Yeah.
Yeah, she would be speaking about the contracts
Okay.
and protecting your intellectual properties.
That's
and
very important because a lot have
Yes.
happened in the industry that we can all have been reading about. So,
that is
Yeah.
your main thing.
Yeah.
That's your bread and butter.
right, right.
And then we have on Monday a company called Super 78 coming from Los Angeles. They're putting in a new technology exhibit at Moody Gardens.
Okay.
So they're going to roll it out
Oh, how
and
neat.
premiere it through the Galveston Island Film Festival. So if people want more information, they can
Go to
go
the
to our website
Okay.
at giftcon.com.
Okay.
All
right.
And also
It's on
we
the
have a
screen
special.
right now. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Go ahead.
And we also have a special going if they go on to Eventbrite.
Mm-hmm.
And our VIP packages are $50 for
Okay.
all 4 days.
Okay.
And our one-day package is $25.
Very reasonable. For,
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And the question, go ahead. Let me
Go
cut
ahead.
you off. And the
No.
question someone always asks about doing something on the island over a 2 or 3 day
Mm-hmm.
weekend. 'Cause I love how is there a special hotel package somewhere?
Well, no.
Okay.
Well, yes. Take the back. Sorry. The Moody Gardens have
Yep.
a package.
Okay.
Just let them know you with the Galveston
There we
Island Film
go.
Festival.
Okay.
Also, they can contact the Galvez Hotel and the Tremont Hotel.
Okay. Okay. So between those three.
Yes.
Okay. It always comes up because
Yes.
on some weekends there's a 2-night, sometimes even a 3-night minimum down there, and
Right.
it gets kind of crazy. But because of special things like the festival, I'm glad they cut some deals.
Right, right.
So it gives you a chance to really understand the filmmaking business industry from a whole different perspective and side.
Exactly.
And that's
exactly.
important.
It's very important. The thing about with streaming services now and everybody having a camera on their phone,
Right.
and you can really create your own voice now and really get it out there and get people to hear your story.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's amazing from 10 years ago where if you had
Right.
to have investors and
Right.
backers and
The whole
things
9
to
yards.
do.
Yeah. Now you can do it yourself.
Basically,
Yeah.
you know. So, and in Galveston, like in the high school, they have a media arts program. And I'm learning a lot of these schools have these programs in place, but the students don't know where to go to network,
Right.
how to network, who to talk to, how to promote yourself,
Yeah.
create your brand.
Right.
And this is what we try to address. We also are under a nonprofit organization
Okay.
called the Galveston Island Film Society.
Okay.
We will be doing different events throughout the year,
Good.
educational
Right,
events
right.
for young adults who wants to change into a new career, as well as programs for high school and middle school
Right.
students.
And part of it learning how to operate it as a business. To be an
Yes.
entrepreneur, it is a business.
Yes, it
How to
is.
write a business plan becomes part of that at some point.
Yes.
When you get ready to move to the next level. So I think many times the creative people and artists and film and stuff like that, they're
Mm-hmm.
more focused on the art side and the creativity side. They forget that it's also a business. And
Right.
you got to create it and run it like a business.
Right.
And you have to have the right capital to do it right, et cetera. And I think that's important for them to learn and pick up from the beginning. That it's both,
Exactly.
it's not either or, it's both and both sides need to be attended to.
Exactly, exactly. And that's where schooling comes in,
Yep.
as well as small, like with our organization, the
Mm-hmm.
Film Society. We want to fill in those gaps, you know, have programs that can help you write a business plan that's geared to the film and
Exactly,
television
right.
industry.
Yeah.
Because business is business,
Yep.
but it is a different animal.
It is a different
and there's
animal.
things you got to understand and who to have on your team
Yep.
and how to build a good core team and run it like a machine.
Yeah. And that lawyer piece becomes a very important piece in the beginning.
Exactly.
The document's got to be right and I's and T's crossed in the right way that benefits back to you, not to
Right.
a third party.
And that's what another thing the panel discussions do address also is the different characters that plays an important role. You have an agent. When do you get an agent? When do you have a manager? When do you have an attorney? When do you get an accountant?
Yep, all that. All that goes
All
into
of that
it.
goes into it.
Right. And the first three you
and-
mentioned, what's their percentage? What's their cut? And what do they do to
Exactly.
earn their percentage? And I mean, all that becomes
Part of it.
got to be spelled out, right?
Spelled out. Not only that, then you have to learn about all the different unions, SAG, producer guilds, writer
Right.
guilds, ITSA, because they're there to protect you and help you
Yeah,
grow.
right.
And not to mention, you need to know about the different film commission. The Houston Film Commission, you have a great
Oh,
film
yeah,
commission
yeah,
here.
we do, yeah.
And the resources, what to look for when you go there. When you go to Austin, talk to the Texas Film Commission.
Yeah.
You need to be
And
in
they're very active,
contact.
too.
And they are very active.
People don't realize how many films are filmed in different parts of Texas over the years.
Right,
It
right.
may not be all here in Houston, but all over Texas,
Texas,
there's somebody
exactly.
doing something all the time.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And the Texas Film Commission is very helpful.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
very
in
aggressive
every-
too, in getting out there.
And I love them.
No, they are. They are.
I love
They
'em.
want you to come to Texas.
Right,
Because they
exactly.
say, look, we're a vast enough state we can have whatever scenery and backdrop you want. In some part of Texas, we got it. Right?
Exactly.
That's true.
It's
You want
so
mountains, you
true.
want hills, you want whatever, we got it.
Within hours,
Right.
within,
Right.
and the weather is perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
don't
barely
film,
get-
don't film in the summer, but other than that, you're
I
fine.
mean, yeah, but I'd rather be too hot than too cold.
Any day, right?
Any
Yeah,
day.
I'm with you on that one.
Any day.
Yeah.
But also the economy boost.
Yeah.
It can boost an economy and also open up more job opportunities.
Yep.
And that's another reason why I created this film festival in Galveston.
Right.
Was to create more income, give more opportunity
Perfect.
for young adults and youth to branch out.
All right, give us the date one more time and the place, and we're going to have to get out of here.
Okay, so the film festival is October 4th through the 7th. Our website is giftcon.com.
All right.
Please visit us, like us on Facebook,
There you go.
and follow us on Twitter.
All right. And the cost is very reasonable, so
Yes.
you got no excuse not to go. There are packages at the 3 hotels, at the Moody Center, at the Galvez, and at the Tremont. So go look that up too, and make it simple. Take the family, go down and have a weekend and hang out in Galveston.
Yes, have fun. We have a lot of vendors also have came with us. So thank you so much.
Appreciate it very
No
much.
problem.
Look forward to it. We got to get out of here, they tell me, so until we see you again, until next week, as always, peace, power, and love.